called committing crime, committing social ills. How come? What is the problem? Everywhere they are looking at this. And as usual, the human being, they don't go to the root of the problem. This is the problem. The main problem is you don't go to the root of the problem. All leaders, political, social, even religious leaders, they don't go to the root of the problem. They go to the symptoms of the problem. They see the manifestation of the problem. They don't go to the root. And as we are very fortunate, very, very fortunate, but we do not know how fortunate we are. And we are not using all the good fortune that we have. What is the first thing that you know? The Four Noble Truths. The Buddha taught us the Four Noble Truths in terms of dukkha. The reality of dukkha, the arising of dukkha, the cause for dukkha, and how to get out of dukkha. But this format, this formula, this framework, the Four Noble Truths, is to be applied for everything and anything in your life. Go to the root of the problem. He went to the root of the problem of dukkha and how to attain sukha. The way, the path to sukha is to find the root of the problem of dukkha. Now, if you have a problem of social ills and crimes, you have to go to the root, not the symptoms. I'll give you an example. Drugs. Today, this is a serious problem in society. Our children are exposed to all kinds of influences. And to me, and to the Buddhist mind, drugs is not ganja. Drugs is alcohol. Drugs is tobacco. Drugs is sniffing glue. Drugs is sniffing petrol. All these are drugs. And even the drugs we talked about, shabu shabu, ecstasy, it is nothing but pharmaceutical things which are reconstituted that make you high. You don't have to grow drugs. You can get a drug like a tablet. And if you take a Panadol and put in your Coca-Cola bottle and drink, you will get high. So drugs, they talk as though drugs is the problem. But is drugs the problem? No. Drugs has been there for centuries and centuries, even before the Buddha. Long, long ago. It is there now. It will continue to be there for generations and generations to come. Drugs is not the problem. But we spend millions and billions and billions. Governments and leaders are spending billions saying drugs is the problem, drugs is the problem. Takna. They put a billboard, do awareness program, takna, you take tobacco. There is more people smoking. Because we have created a high. And children want to find out what is it. They are curious, they experiment children. We try all kinds of things. And you make such a song and dance and big show about all these things. They want to try it out. It has failed in Europe, it has failed in America, it has failed in Japan. Before you do this awareness program, you have to do what we call living skills program. And you also have to do the decision-making program so that they know how to handle this information, this influence. But easy way out, just put poster, somebody makes some few millions spent, everybody is happy. But the problem is not solved. Soon there will come a time, just like you make a cup of tea and coffee, your children will be able to make whatever drugs they want in the house. They don't have to go to some pusher. It's very so simple today. You can take cough mixture and get high. So many ways you can burn cow dung and get high. No problem. The problem is not the drugs, the problem is the human being. And the problem is not just the human being, the problem is the mind. The root of the problem is the mind. All thoughts, all our speech, our actions and behavior is controlled by the mind. You bring me the best drugs in the world, I won't even try it. Because the Buddha has taught me and I have ingrained in my system, be heedful, don't even try. This is not to be even tried. Don't even try. I won't try. Because I already know, it's in my system, it's in my computer mind already. So we need to look at this mind. Now this mind doesn't go wrong when the child takes a drug at 10 years old or 9 years old or 20 or 15 or whatever year. His mind begins to function from the fetal state. His mind begins to function from the fetal state. Not only is the mind the forerunner of your thoughts, thoughts, speech and actions, but we must be aware that this mind starts to work even while the baby is being formed in the mother's womb. In Chinese, they refer to this as Tai Jiao. How many of you know what is Tai Jiao? How many of you know Tai Jiao? You know? Oh, see? But you know Michael Jackson's song, you know all these other things, you know who are the top stars. But Tai Jiao you do not know. Because we are not taught. This is the teachings of the Buddha, Tai Jiao. So today, I'm going to focus on this aspect. I've given you a broad umbrella as a backdrop, why it is so important, and I'm very happy that you have come. And as usual, there are always more ladies in all these kind of talks than there are men, because the men either want to play golf, or they want to go with their friends, or they think that they must go with some business, something, somewhere business. But this is more important business than any business they can do. What is your greatest happiness? What is your greatest wealth? What do you think is the most valuable thing you have, those who are married? Pardon? What do you have most valuable possession? Family. In the family, what do you have? Children. So the greatest wealth you have is your children. The greatest happiness you have is your children. Not making extra money, not playing golf, not going to karaoke. Your children. If your children are successful, well-mannered, doing well, who is going to be happy? Yourself. So why don't we invest our time, our energy to make sure of all these things? Now, do children just drop from up? No. Children are born into us. We give birth to children. They don't just simply parachute down to your family. You make the children. But before you make the children, what must happen? You must have a happy relationship. A husband and wife must learn how to live together. So now, let me go backwards a bit. Now, we want to focus on happy family life. Even before the child is born, we must create the environment, the embryos, the setting. The environment must be there. If there is no environment of a happy married life, this child is going to be born into an environment which is going to make him into a complete mess. And the most important thing that we need to understand is that the Buddha lived a lay life. Prince Siddhartha was married. He had a wife. He was a father. And they were a very loving couple. Yasodhara and Siddhartha lived a very happy married life. So he knows what is family life. He knows what is to live a happy married life. And unfortunately, this is not being focused And this is not the taught. We tend to talk about some other things. What do we talk? We talk about dana, dana, dana. The most important thing is dana, dana, dana. You give dana, counting. I have done nothing. Counting. We are looking for counting. Instant noodles, instant coffee, instant Buddhism. You all want shortcut. Huh? Or you come to the vihara, light a candle, this is 10 ringgit, another big candle, 20 ringgit, another big candle, 50 ringgit, counting. I have done already. Once a year come to the vihara Vesak, I have been a good Buddhist. And this won't work. Cannot work and will never work. We have to change this. We have to change this. And the Buddha focused on these things. Some of his most important suttas, most powerful suttas are for laymen and for us. It's for us. He taught fathers, mothers, husbands, wives, kings, princes, murderers, scavengers, high caste, low caste, children, boys, girls. He taught all of these people how to live a proper, meaningful life, a purposeful life. But we don't look at it. In the Sigalopada Sutta, there's very great detail how to live a happy married life. And none of us have been trained. We get into marriage, we do not know what to do. We do not know what is marriage. And today they are not lasting. Even if they are lasting, no meaning. Not purposeful, no meaningfulness, no wholesomeness. Do you blame them? You don't blame them. Who has taught them? Nobody taught me how to be a good father, how to be a good husband. I did so many mistakes because nobody taught me. And then I learned from trial and error. In the process, already damage is done. Why do we want to go through this process? I appreciate that you have come, but next time when we have programs, I want your children to be here. We have missed a lot of things because we didn't have the opportunity. But we should not deny our children who will get married someday. Our sons and daughters who are going to get married, we want them to know how to live a happy married life. What is the relationship? How to have a good relationship. These are there in the suttas, they are there in the Dhamma. But we need to give more emphasis. It has been neglected. I have written a very, very extensive book, Mother Care and Parenting. This is a complete Bible, it's a manual, complete manual. So I don't have the full time today. We do two sessions. The first session I want to focus on the happy married life, which is the first part of this book. How to live a happy married life. This has already been endorsed by the Malaysian Medical Council. Chinese newspapers, they have written a lot of articles about this. So it is no problem in terms of the details. I cannot spend all the time, but all the details are there. The second half, we will do another program another day. But today, the second half will be on Hai Chiao and how to have a, wholesome childhood, motherhood, sacredness of motherhood, and parenthood. So now in terms of happy married lives, there are a number of ingredients that we can have to make the marriage happy. How to have a happy married life. Doesn't matter if you're married already, it doesn't mean you're already graduated already. Oh, I don't need all these